All right, so first session here of Headstone Hill. Kind of wrapping up our past few sessions in play-by-post, which was awesome. So you guys had all came together after getting a message from where's that at? Handout from Lacey O'Malley, a member of from within the organization that you all are a part of, the Twilight Legion, that there is basically a case of a missing person in Wyoming, specifically Heaston Hill area, and so you all came together, not really necessarily knowing each other, other than Uncle James and nephew John Cooper there, but came together via rail to head your way towards Heaston Hill, first stopping off in Bridger Depot, as JT wanted to check out interesting aspect there in town, a steam-powered bartender that was on the fritz when you showed up. You took care of that issue, and then continued on your way from Bridger Depot to Fort Bridger. Ran into some dread wolves that were hunting and trying to take care of you all, and you handled that as well. Unfortunately, they didn't understand Latin, to JT's disappointment, but yeah, once you got into Fort Bridger, you met a few of the locals there, and one of them kind of saw something in Reverend that was a little peculiar, and it just kind of led to asking you guys to check out or go on the look for one of their missing, citizens, if you will, Old Vasquez. And you're told that he is this undead and kind of an unofficial protector of the fort. He's an old trapper that he hadn't been seen in a few days. So you all had headed off to check on Old Vasquez, and eventually came across a shallow cave where he was hiding out, where a grizzly mama bear had kind of cornered him and not allowed him to escape, along with some other reasons for that, of course, that he kind of was getting at. And but eventually dealing with that situation, JT getting a little trigger happy with some of his implements and whatnot, but you were able to get out of there and head back, and Old Vasquez, who is a harrowed figure, undead, of course, and handed off something very useful to the Reverend. And basically, you guys said your goodbyes there, but I think some information came out, and then we'll pick up as you guys are heading to the rest of your journey to Heaston Hill, passing through Uri, and then getting into Heaston Hill. But we'll kind of pick up during that travel.
I know what you're thinking. Yeah. I'm like Vasquez.
I'm still confused about the lack of implants, technically.
Well, I don't fully understand it myself, and that's the first time I heard the word harrowed. But I got killed. Thing that killed me brought me back.
Aliens?
I don't fully understand it, but I have a good inclination it's not aliens.
But you're an expert in aliens, Reverend.
No.
So it could be aliens.
If demons are aliens, then sure.
I think I remember last time I had recalled something about Harrod. I don't know the exact details of whatever kind of mantel you're dealing with, but I know it's not quite the same that I'm used to.
Yeah. I don't know what you've dealt with in the past, but this thing well, it didn't take very kindly to me making it leave the little girl it was inhabiting, so it grabbed her daddy, who grabbed a shotgun, who shot me with it.
And then
Then
this demon assumed that your body was better than the one he was in.
no, I think it just doesn't like me very much. Brought me back to play with me. That's why I handcuff myself to the bed every night. Or to something.
If you do not handcuff yourself to a large object that you have difficulty moving, what would we be dealing with?
I wish I knew the answer to that question. I have no idea.
So you've never had the demon take control?
Not that
I've
I know
heard
of.
I've heard stories of folks waking up accused of murder, having no idea what happened, ranting and raving about the demon inside up until the time the gallows dropped and their necks snapped.
I try not to stay in one place for too long. So I don't know. I don't think I've done anything. Or I don't think the demon's done anything.
Well, let's
But I'm never sure.
hope it stays that way then.
You and me both.
So
We'll,
the elderly Mr. Cooper seemed to know a little bit more about this sort of thing. I'm a man of science. The occult I leave to the priests and the early charlatans of the world.
Hold
Excuse-
on. Did you just say priests and other charlatans?
No, the priests
Okay.
and the charlatans of the world.
I just wanted to
That-
make sure.
There are both those that can talk to God and those who say they talk to God.
That is very true.
I tend to run into far more of the latter myself, but
Would it surprise you that I would say the same thing?
I mean, between the aliens and the demons, I sure see no reason not to involve God in your powers, too.
Stranger things have happened.
That there.
But now you know, so now you have a responsibility.
What
wake
what
up-
pray tells that?
If something in me wakes up, oh, don't play nice. Aim for the head. I don't want to wake up after that.
So, Reverend,
Well,
are you wishing to say that murdering you when you are possessed by the terrible things in the world will not blight our souls in the eyes of God.
You know, I can't say I rightly know. I think pretending to know would be the height of foolishness. So, I'd also know that letting whatever's inside me go on a murder spree through some unsuspecting town probably will send you to the other place as well.
Well, it is good news that I brought moonshine. Speaking of which,
Indeed.
Cheers indeed.
cheers.
So as you guys continue your journey, probably I'd say you guys got up early at Vasquez's camp, headed out. That was a good full morning events, and it's early afternoon now that you've you're getting into arriving to Heaston Hill here. Before you, you see the dark mass of buildings huddled on the mountain's shoulder, a place they call Headstone Hill. The sharp black slab of Tarrytown Bench looming over it, and beyond the high Uinta Mountains ragged against the cobalt sky. The town's main street ablaze. The main street would be ablaze with electric light in the evenings. Electric light, pretty amazing thing. It verges on miraculous. And that's where Agent George Reig vanished. So that's where you all need to go. So I'll have your maps there. Let's see. Should be bringing you over there. We got quite the town here to explore. So again, you all were contacted by Lacey O'Malley, mentioning that Agent George Reig had basically they've lost contact with him, and some of those that knew him were worried about that situation, and from here on out, he was known as under the alias Len Buckles. And beyond that, there is a contact of yours, or within the group, the Legion, who's in Heaston Hill, but unfortunately, just between the various passage through channels and whatnot, the name was lost. So you just only know that a person is in town, but don't know who it is, and perhaps keeping to your secret code words and hand signals, you'll be able to discover who that is. But yeah, you guys come into town. It's relatively busy. It's a booming mining town, and there's lots going on, especially directly because of that. Anywhere specifically you'd like to go, or maybe just talk with some local passerbys?
At least JT and I have a black screen. We don't see the map.
Yeah, same here.
Really? Oh, I know why. Because of illumination. Global illumination. Oh, should be on. Anything now?
I believe the message was, we don't have tokens with visibility.
Ah, there you go. Okay, as I bring you guys over, super tiny. Who's missing?
There it is. Oh, that's a lot of numbers.
Which
JT.
where we ride in from? On Lone Tree Trail?
I assume.
No, Fort Bridger Trail, I guess.
Yeah, I assume it'd be from up here.
Yeah, probably coming from top. Yeah, and there is I got a ping module in here, so if you guys click and hold, they'll do a little ping. Man, this is a big map, considering your
fancy.
sizes. So, and then I think if you guys have the player's guide, this map, I don't know if this map is in there, but I think all the
It was in the
places-
handout.
Yeah, yep,
I think
it's on there as well. So. So as you guys kind of wander around, you know, initially if you want, you can take an hour and just talk to some of the locals that are, you know, going to and from different various things that they have to do today, if you'd like. So if you guys want to spend that time doing so, you can give me a persuasion roll, and with a success, you'll get some information out of that, perhaps more with the raise. For that, you know, if there's some other tactics that you might want to employ as you talk to some of the townspeople, you can, you know, consider that.
Oh, we can intimidate them, make new friends in
I'll,
our town.
Always goes well.
While the Reverend's not gonna engage people in conversation. He's gonna stay back from most. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because
I'll
I
stay
think the
back.
reverend, I think being a reverend helps you with persuasion, but then being Haro like negates
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
advantage.
they'll listen if they see me from a distance, but any closer and I'll start
Hey,
to
you stranger across
That's
the
just
street.
the
No,
that's just the smell
just
alone,
stay over
right?
there.
stay over there. Yeah, stay over there. You don't need to come over here. That, and he's very pale.
Well, I do have a recent photograph of Riggs' alias, Len Buckles. We can use this
That's a
uh, to try to
So
track
see, Len-
him down.
handsome fellow.
Yeah, and I guess not to metagame this too much, I guess. So we wouldn't actually know where like all these places are in town, right? We just know like the layout of or the town is. I'm assuming the
I would think
what are
that
they
you
giving
might
to us
get
in-
a rough map on your travels. I don't know if Lacey O'Malley said that there was no, so you basically got like the paper clippings and things like that, but I don't know, I'm sure maps, you know, there are definitely maps around there that give you a basic idea, but beyond
so I could
that,
do a Google Earth and be like,
what the you know, any of the specific places, that's not necessarily, you know, you don't have any leads beyond that. You know, basically are coming in blank.
They got a baseball
Okay.
diamond.
Yeah. The
I'll say there's like, because there's like Lynn Buckles' house and things like that. We wouldn't just know like, oh, let's go to Lynn's house. Do it the
Yeah.
old-fashioned way, and we'll ask around.
oh, right.
And we know he was going under that alias, right? Lynn Buckles. That was in the
Yeah.
letter.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'll
There is a baseball
John
team.
would,
It's forget the name of it. I want to say it's like I don't know if they were the Beavers or something, but anyway.
have a brewery, all sorts of fun stuff.
So whoever wants to, we'll start her off with, you know, as you just kind of initially talk with some of the locals. You know, most of them seem pretty busy. You know, we'll go with a persuasion roll. All right. So JT coming in here, and followed up by James as well. James with the success. JT getting a raise on his. And John also with almost a raise. Pretty close. So just from the few locals that you talk with. So JT, you first. Roll me. I think you do a custom roll of a. Actually, just if you got the roll dice whatever it is there. Just give me a D10. There's 5 options here, so. All right. All right, so you, as you go around and you guys are talking with each other, or talking with the locals and whatnot, you get some information from one local that, just informs you that the independent miners have formed a union under Frontier store owner Frank Debney. You guys would be a little bit familiar with Frank. Fights between that union and Heaston's boys are common. Most believe it'll all end in a shooting war eventually. You might recall that Frank Debney, he was the sutler in Fort Bridger, but I think his main residence is here in Heaston Hill. And then Heaston, who he mentioned, is the main man in town who came in with his mining company and kind of set up shop and has really contributed to good or bad to the explosive growth of the town. JT, now give me roll me a D4. All right. Some other fine folks share some information that and this one definitely for you, JT, is really you're gonna really be drawn to. But the biggest news around town, and something you guys might have heard of, but disappearance of the Headstone nuggets. The original nugget. What's that?
Yes.
Yes,
Nugget.
the original nugget that kicked off the local ghost rock rush. It sat on Jerem Heaston's mantle for the last year, but someone had the gall and skill to break into his manor and steal it without anyone seeing a thing. Was there any? Do you guys remember if there's any info on that in the player's guide, in the player's intro?
Yeah, we know
The Headstone nugget.
In Terrytown Bench in
Okay.
January, and basically, it's now May of that same year.
Yes,
and
yep.
It's now missing.
Mid-May right now. Okay, yeah, it was a 66.6 pound chunk of ghost rock.
That's not sinister at all.
Right? No, not at all.
It's a hell of a mantle. He's got put that on.
That's not a good joke.
I wouldn't even mean it that way, but I was just saying it's a big mantle. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, it's just a big mantle for a 66-pound thing on top of it.
All right, and then who was next? I think let's see, James. We have let's see, 3 things left. So give me we'll do a D6. Let's make it easy there for the dice options. All right. So you find out a little background on the town. Heaston Hill, originally Terrytown, founded in 1879 by Standish and Angel Epp, the Frontier Store's original owners. Jerem Heaston's people renamed it in August of 1883. It's a little under a year ago. And then John Cooper, let's see, I think we have 2 left, so give me a, let's just do a D4 and we'll take, split that in half, 1 or 2, 4, alrighty. So the second item, and that is, alright, Heaston owns, Jerem Heaston owns the biggest mines and tries to run the town where he can. His outfit has been pushing the independent miners to join him, especially after the big explosion up on the Headstone Terrytown Bench last month. You guys did have some information on that explosion that happened recently.
Was that one of the newspaper?
Yep,
clippings?
I believe it was. 1, 2. Is it the last one? It looks like. No. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that's one that you don't have. Okay, yep, it's that you don't have information on that. Sorry.
Oh, all right.
And when was that explosion?
That was. Let's see,
Last
does it
month, according to the
tell me?
detail that Max just got.
Yeah, it says last month. Yep. So, calendar's April.
Oh, because we're in May now.
Yep, mid-May,
Yeah.
1884.
Is that what you said?
What's that?
Yes, May 1884.
So JT,
All
you
right,
mentioned
so-
sorry, I was gonna say just real quick that you did mention having the photo. So you know, if you think you want to utilize it at all, but go ahead. You have something else?
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. Is once the conversation is flowing, I mentioned that we're looking for a distant acquaintance of mine named Len Buckles, and I show him the picture. Might you point me to his residence?
Yeah, so this will be, you know, some further persuasion, but having that photo definitely helps you guys make a case for who you're looking for and whatnot. So whoever would like, you know, it takes a good few more hours of carousing through town, talking to various people, just kind of trying to get some further information. So you spent, you know, maybe a good hour initially, just getting some initial information. So we're getting into mid to late afternoon here, and you know, it's going to be another good few hours. Definitely run into the dinner time to continue on. But whoever would like can give me another persuasion roll.
I got a D4. You guys want me to roll it?
Well, mine's a D6. So Max, is yours any good?
You're muted.
Fantastic.
There we go. You've been talking the whole time.
Oh, no.
Something like that. I was saying mine's also D4, but we always got that wild die, so may as well go for it, right?
Somewhat. You take it, JT.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Oh,
Use
he's
my
got a
D6. Yeah. There's another
Hey, hey! All right.
Killing it.
ooh, an
Nice.
explosion.
With a raise, yeah, awesome. Okay. So, yeah, you go through and get to a couple good pieces of information here. So I've got, so give me another D10. All right. So, you run into a gentleman and says, "Oh yeah, I recall Len Buckles. He rented a house from JD over at Nolly's Grub Corner."
Do you happen to recall the specific residence that Mr. Buckles rented, or should I reach out to Nolly?
Yeah, you know, I just know that he rented from JD. You have to talk to them, but you know, I'm just over at the eatery there. They're usually around. You know, we are coming into the supper time around here, so probably be a little busy, but you know, have yourselves a meal. Food's pretty good.
All right, if you can just point me in the general direction of Nolly's grub counter, I will go inquire there.
Yeah, and so you know, the townsperson points you towards that, wherever that is on the, let's see, number 39. So looks like right about where John's at. And then give me a D4 now, please.
And while that's being rolled, what kind of looks am I pulling as I'm walking through town with everyone?
Give me a notice check.
I mean, not to be arrogant or anything, but I highly doubt they notice you at all with my wagon full of
It's true.
miracles and accoutrements.
That is a good point.
That's true. We probably should find where it's stable in town so to keep
Just so
dragging a
we're not
wagon all around
dragging
town.
that around.
Oh, there's 31.
Yeah, so you get a look or two, but kind of as Vasquez could definitely sniff you out. Your counterparts, they thought something was up, but it was more just because given that your inflictions are pretty well concealed, you just look like a pretty sickly man, so.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll follow the group then.
Okay. So, where's that D4? Rolled a 4 on that. Okay.
No, the last one was a 2.
Oh, sorry. Oh, the 4 was on the D10. Okay, a 2. All right. So you run into somebody else, and showing the photo of Len Buckles as well, and says, "Well, if you can't find him, you ought to ask after him at Marshal Wister's office. Maybe the law can help." And kind of he does turn to this guy. Kind of turns to you, reverences, "You don't look so well, fella. You might want to stop by Dr. Kirk's as well. Well, good luck."
Might do that. Well, that's
All right, what?
better than them
Yeah.
knowing the truth. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I think the priority is Todd is going to be Nolly's, and then if anybody else wants to follow those other leads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hell, we've been riding all day. Doesn't hurt to stop and ask at Nolly's, maybe get something to eat while we're there.
Yeah.
Like,
Sounds like a good plan.
My treat, gentlemen.
That's very kind.
Yeah, Mr. $2,000 worth of items over here.
That's so much money. Jesus.
Well, I am, you know what they say, filthy rich.
That must be nice. You know what they say? You
Oh,
know
there
what
we
it says
go.
about rich? You know what it says about rich man in the Bible, right?
They are better than the poor man.
That is no. Good.
They built
guess.
all the churches. They built all the churches. That's what it says.
That's not in there, but that is generally true. Yeah. Never mind. It's not important.
They paid for the books. They paid for the books. They printed the books. They sold the books.
All right, JT. I see the point you're making. I'll just close my book and shut up.
All right, so you guys head over towards the grub counter, and you quickly realize that the person you talked to just didn't really, he mentioned go having some dinner there, but you quickly realize that this is not an establishment for a dinner. It's more of like a takeaway kind of counter that the miners and other folks in town will, line up around the corner sometimes for breakfast or the lunchtime to grab from the establishment. And the working folks feel that it's some of the finest grub here in town. Of course, there is very limited menu. In fact, there's just one item. For 50 cents, a hungry patron can grab themselves 2 bread pockets filled with either beef or lamb and a stewed pressed vegetable concoction. Simply easy transaction. Drop your money in a little container, and call out your order, and then JD will serve it up, wax paper with a gapped tooth smile. It looks pretty quiet around here as it's later in the evening, but you can see a small, a little bit of a glow of a light from the inside.
Well, I'll be damned. No poutine, no caviar, no steak, no eggs.
You were expecting
I know what
fine
them last
dining?
two are, but I can't say your exotic tastes are appreciated by everyone out here.
poutine. That's potatoes, right? It's got some potatoes in it.
Yes, potatoes and gravy and fantastic warm cheddar cheese in the center that just melts underneath it.
That does sound good. Marshall, look like there's enough meat in one of these things to sustain me for a day.
So there's nothing really on display right now, because this is really just a breakfast or lunch type thing. So yeah, like I mean, you guys are still outside, the counter's there, but it looks like there is a light on inside.
Okay.
Yeah, if you guys want to go and see if JD is around.
Yeah, let's head inside.
So yeah, you head inside, and you do see JD there, kind of at the end of the counter there at a table. Looks like he's working on something, and he turns and he not expecting really any visitors there, and says, "Oh, hello there. What's you must be out of towners. We ain't serving anything right now. What can I do you for?"
Well, we were looking for an associate of ours. I think my friend here has a picture of him, but named Len Buckles. We heard he had rented a house from you.
Yeah, Mr. Buckles. I leased him a house over on Bridger Street for let's see, about a month and a half. And last month he just up and vanished. He didn't pay no rent at all. Really put me in a spot. Man owes me $45. If you see him, make sure you tell him that too. You all know anybody that's looking to rent a place? I've got one. Only $30 a month.
Well, as a matter of fact, sir, we are looking for our associate, Mr. Buckles. If he is, rears with you, perhaps we could settle that arrangement and stay in his place a while if you have a spare key.
Well, you can go check it out. Yeah, he's over number 8 on Bridger Street.
We walked right past it.
This place you've got for rent, how big is it?
Says it's plenty big.
Plenty
Well,
big for
I'm not familiar with that unit of measure. Plenty.
for one person or multiple people, I guess is what we're after.
Specifically 4 is what we're looking for.
Oh, it could fit you all just fine. Give me notice checks all around.
How big is it? Plenty big.
No. Excellent.
All them pretty dice.
All right, we got John with a good raise, James with a success, Reverend with a fail, and JT with a fail. So, John, you notice that at his pressing about the house and whatnot, he's a little bit, kind of, little bit on edge about it. Like he doesn't really want to say too much. about the specific place. And he kind of, he shifts a little bit to subject, and he said, "Look, Buckles left the place a mess. It needs some cleaning. He also swore someone was messing with him. He'd hear noises at night or see figures moving in the darkness. He was a high-strung fella, though, so I wouldn't get too worked up about it. And I've never been over there twice and didn't see a thing." You kind of gather that he's talking about the house that Buckles was in. He's trying to rent that house out.
Oh, is that okay? When he said a place for rent, I don't know if he meant that place or.
Yeah,
Okay.
he is specifically talking about, Buckles' house. Buckles ain't there; it's vacant, and he basically real
So he's
estate's
offering a discount to get someone moved in, basically.
yeah.
Gotcha.
You said he left the place a mess. Are you sure someone didn't break in and trash it and take him?
Oh, it doesn't look like there's not really any signs of a break-in.
All right.
Well, I'll tell you what. How about we go take a look at this place, look it over, and if it meets our needs, might have rented yourself that place.
That'd be mighty fine.
And also, since it looks like we ain't serving up any more food, is there a place nearby to get some grub? We haven't eaten all day.
Yeah, about this time, Mountain View Restaurant be a good place to check out this time.
Now, my dear JD, is that a white linen establishment where we can sit down and actually be served?
God damn it. I just had the thought. Like, he said, sit down and be served. And I was like, we can't do that. It's a pandemic. This is a game. God damn it.
Maybe that's what Reverend should do. Just start wearing a bandana around his face to
There
help
you go.
cover it up.
There you go. Yeah.
Not a terrible idea.
JD says,
JT can concoct him some perfume or whatnot.
That might actually be useful.
So Mountain View Restaurant, yeah, definitely, sit down service type place.
And that would be
Right here.
I did
Right,
not
we're
memorize all, 61 points on the map here, so I'm control Fing the PDF here.
I'm
I
disappointed
mean,
in
it's
you,
nice
God.
they're in alphabetical order, but they
Yeah.
are kind of all scattered around the
Yeah,
map.
but then the
so
numbers are like all over the
and then
place.
it's I don't have like an XY coordinate to find these things, but yeah, it's just right on the. Oh yeah, it's right outside this place. So yeah, yeah, I guess you fellas want to head there, get something to eat, and then go check out this Buckles house.
Yeah. Who's paying our rent? He looks pointedly at JT.
You guys gonna take the house yet,
Yeah,
or
we gotta
Oh, we're not.
gotta- take a tour. We're not buying it sight unseen.
Yeah, I do believe Mr. Cooper said we were going to check it out first
All right,
before
all
we
right.
committed to any expenditures.
My mistake.
All
I
right.
guess we'll mosey on across the street.
okay, heading over
I'd
to the.
also have to point out that number 8 Bridger is about as far away from the wagon lot as you can get in this town, and that may not be a good arrangement.
Is a good
Well, there-
point.
There's,
There's some
is there a
land right
stable?
around it.
Maybe there's a backyard we can park it there.
Oh yeah, we can just hitch up some horses in the back there.
Although it is on the edge of town. Who knows what kind
Yeah,
of
well, I
critters
mean,
roam these
yeah,
hills.
There's plenty of room. There's probably room for the horses inside.
What's the crime like in this neighborhood?
I ain't worried about crime. I'm worried about supernatural creatures.
Well, hell, Reverend, they're stealing ghost rock. People disappearing left and right. I'd say crime rate's pretty damn high.
Yep. We want to think twice before moving into this area.
We're
All
getting
right,
ready
let's
to
go.
move into a person's house that just disappeared.
So I love this. So I went to, I should have scrolled over to this, but hey, a good rental salesman as JD is. The house is small, 22 by 45 feet.
I thought hell JD said it was plenty big.
Plenty big.
For like one
For
person.
sardines. We're gonna be squished in there. All right.
Hell, we
Yeah,
gotta find the hotel.
get
when we
real
stay at a hotel, I
cozy.
guess.
Yeah,
Find a
there's
little
got to be one
bed
of
and
those, right?
breakfast.
Yeah, no, I think there is something in there, but all right, you guys going to Mountain View?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
go to Mountain View, and then
Okay.
be severely disappointed by the Buckles house when we arrive.
So you head over to the Mountain View restaurant, and being that it is now supper time, this place is just abuzz with patrons and whatnot, and you see, you know, they have a few waitresses there handing out the food and whatnot, and you see one of them that looks like she's the one that's kind of in charge, running around, but you know, super busy along with everybody else. Someone does come up and ask if you all would like a table to, you know, have a seat and have a meal.
Absolutely. Table for 4 and a round of drinks.
Certainly.
Hold out some capital.
Okay. And what would you all be drinking this evening?
Oh,
Well, I'll tell you
Think-
what. When Mr. Heaston eats here, what does he drink?
Oh, it depends on what kind of mood Mr. Heaston's in, but generally something dark and
Well,
something
he's,
strong.
He's a little parched, a little cranky, and he's been on the road all day. So whatever that would be, bring us 4, please.
It's,
Don't worry, Reverend, I'll drink yours.
all right, so she comes back a few moments later with 4 very dark glasses that she sets them on the table, and you can get a whiff of them. Pretty solid smelling, you know, whiskey. She puts down in front of you. Says, what can we get you to eat?
I'll take
What?
a. Do you have steak?
Gives you a nod. Yep.
Take a steak rare.
Kinda gives you a look. It's like, anything with that there, fella? Some you gotta have Millie's vegetables.
Sounds good to me.
From the rest of you fellas.
I'll have the same.
Rare as well for you, sir.
Absolutely. I like it still mooing.
You can go out back to the field if you want, and
Don't give him ideas.
put your head up the bull's ass, but you know,
Oh.
trust
I
the
have a feeling
butcher.
it would be the best thing that ever happened to the Reverend. I'm as much a distraction as he could ever hope for.
Certainly.
Well, I guess
if
this is
you-
this.
sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
I wasn't. Well, if y'all got a pot of super stew on the fire, I'll take a bowl of that.
Gives you a nod. Says, yeah, we can wrestle that up.
And since this is a southern home cooking place, according to the player's guide, meant to say, you got any fried chicken?
I think we do have some of that. Definitely one of our popular plates this evening. We will get you some of that.
All right, you can't beat some good southern fried chicken.
All right, so she heads off and eventually brings back your meals, throws them out to big, very pink slabs of meat in front of JT and the Reverend. A nice big
Hey,
bowl of hearty stew for James, and some just crispy golden brown chicken for John, and of course some just very vibrant looking vegetables on the sides all around as well.
Poke at the vegetables, but eat the steak.
John will
Do you have a
look over
amount of meat you have to take? Like, is there
It says a pound of meat.
a pound of
once
meat?
a day. Yeah, a pound of meat a day.
Okay.
And it specifically says fresh or carrion. I assume slightly cooked isn't going to take away any of the benefits of not starving.
Right.
I hope, at least. Otherwise, my other option, I was looking at the map. There is a meat market, so I might have to head there to avoid.
I'm curious as to how you discovered that you needed to do this. I think that'll be a good thing we explore down the road. But
yeah, one of those things. Try to get a good amount of vegetables, stay healthy, and didn't seem to satisfy hunger anymore.
Yeah, I cut off the rarest part of my steak, slap it on the Reverend's plate, and scrape his vegetables over. We call it even, so.
Appreciate it. I mean, it's all your money anyway.
Yeah, he's got a point. Be careful there, JT. I think yours might still be moving. John will you may need to shoot that.
No, sir, there's enough iron in the meat as it is.
I think it's the lead you want to worry about.
All right, so I guess we'll eat our meal and drink our strong drinks. Are they good? The good drinks?
yeah, it's good stuff. It's strong, but it is good. Yeah.
So Todd, this is probably the longest time we've observed townsfolk, for extended amount of time while we eat.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of is the overall sense of morale of the town? Like, does it seem like people are pretty happy or pretty miserable, or what?
I mean, it's dinner time. They all have good meals, so I think that raises spirits. But you guys have all come in knowing that. I believe that Buckles was not the first one to disappear. I think there's been some other disappearances, and so people are definitely on edge. But I mean, there's just lots of other things going on with the mining and whatnot. Just the excitement of that expansion. But I'd say, yeah, during dinner time now, people that definitely kind of numbs their worries and whatnot.
Okay. All right, do we want to stop anywhere else, or we just want to head straight to Buckles when we're done here?
Yeah. I mean, we don't really have any more leads.
Well, he mentioned the law. No, he mentioned Marshal Lister,
Mm-hmm.
which is Where in the?
33 Marshal's office.
Oh, of course it would be under M. Yeah.
It's on
I
the
mean,
way to.
I was gonna say basically everything is on the way, so we may as well stop.
As you guys, were finishing up your meal and whatnot, a woman comes over, and you can see she's got apron on that's just, definitely covered in, from the evening's work and whatnot. And, she's wiping her hands off from the checkered cloth that she has. And she says, hello, folks. Seems that got some out-of-towners here. Just wanted to stop by, see how the meal was tonight.
Very nice.
Don't get too many folks that for those steaks almost breathing, but to each their own. I hope. Glad you enjoyed.
Well,
Absolutely.
we appreciate you accommodating our requests.
My name's Millie. I run this establishment, Millie LaChance. Good to have you all here. What brings you to town? Gonna try and get in on the mining expansion, if you will.
I'm not likely to. I've never been one for hard labor, but we're looking for associate of ours, Len Buckles. Seems he's been around for a while. Don't know if he ever stopped by here.
There's a not even needing a roll. There's definitely a reaction to mentioning his name.
Good reaction or unpleasant reaction?
Give me a notice check for that to see.
Well, I'll casually make that above the table. I'll make that somatic sign for the Twilight Legion. Just
Okay.
see if she notices.
Okay.
If she does anything.
All right. So it doesn't look like. Yeah, I think it's. Is it in the book anywhere? I don't think it was. It's the sun. There. Yeah. I think that's what it was.
It's in the player's
Turkey.
introduction.
Little kid turkey, right?
Yeah, it's essentially a turkey.
So, yeah, you don't really see any reaction to that,
Okay.
Reverend, but John,
But definitely Sorry, go ahead.
it's kind of like an awkward, not like a bad reaction, but it's there's a little bit of a uneasiness about it. Kind of a hesitance to respond to it.
Did Lynn come in around this place too often?
Yeah. I used to see Len around here quite a bit.
And you said it's obvious. We can tell like she's nervous or uneasy about it.
I mean, you could tell there was a reaction, and then you specifically have identified it a little more that, yeah, there's, not nervous, but like, I'm trying to think of, like she's, like upset is probably too strong of the word, but yeah, there's something there.
It's not something she particularly wants to talk about.
Yeah, like it may be a little fresh situation for some reason. So what you all know Len? You said you're looking for him?
He's an acquaintance.
John started to think to himself, we really should have come up with a good cover story before we came into town.
He sent me a letter about the Ghost Rock boom here. We had been involved in a mining operation some time ago, and he thought that we might be of interest. So I gathered out some associates, and we decided to head over here. Wyoming's always been on my list of places to visit anyway. In fact, I was surprised to see such a fine southern establishment so far north.
Well, we do try to bring a little bit of that up here as best as we can, and you know, the folks seem to enjoy it quite a bit. If anybody wants to try and pull some more out of her, you can give me a persuasion check at -2.
Guess that's my cue. So that's a 2 still.
Yeah, no, didn't modify. Did when you hit that, did it ask you to do a modifier? Okay.
It didn't ask me to, but I should have.
Oh, it did
Should have
not?
been put in it. It did not. Yeah.
Okay. No worries. No worries. Yeah, John, I could say if you want to roll one as well, you can.
Oh,
Go
double zero.
0.
All right.
And I did confirm. I forgot. Lynn was here under. I guess it was as a minor, so I guess that would be useful to remember.
Yeah, that's what I was pulling on. Yeah.
I can't remember why Lynn was here. I say I can't remember what his goal was.
So, she says, yeah, I knew Len. He and I were, you know, kind of seeing each other for a bit, but unfortunately, just up and vanished. Haven't heard from him quite a while. Not sure if I did something or what.
He mentioned that he thought someone was messing with him. Did he ever say something about that to you?
Says, well, no, I don't think so. And Reverend, you can give me a notice check. Anybody else can as well, actually, if you're kind of paying attention to the conversation here.
There we go.
I'll go ahead and drop it. Oh, there we go. That's gonna work.
Alrighty. John, you pick up a little bit that, you know, she definitely seems like she has more to say about the situation. I mean, she mentioned that, you know, they were an item, and obviously this is probably pretty sour for her to discuss, but it seems that there's a little bit more to the story.
Well,
since
I'm sure Lynn wouldn't just take off for no reason. If you know of any people he may have had some troubles with, that might be a good place for us to start looking to find him.
JT, did you have anything to add?
I was just going to say, we do know that our good friend Len was behind on his rent as well, so whatever it is had to have taken him away quite suddenly. And so you should look at it as no affront to yourself. He did not take care of his responsibilities either, so I'm sure it was not a direct decision on his part, Miss LaChance.
So whoever wants to take the lead on this, but one of you guys, I'm gonna let you have a support here, so got to do it in a certain order, but one of you can roll a persuasion, and then if you get at least a success, it'll be a +1 to the other person's persuasion roll.
All right, I will
+1 modifier.
What's that?
+1 step to the die, or actually
Just a +1
mod?
modifier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll try and assist and let JT persuade further.
Okay. Oh, just missed.
Loose.
Just. Might be a Benny in that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I need to refresh.
Right, 0.
No. Okay.
Yeah. So
Anybody
John,
else
if you want
try
to,
assist before.
or if JT, you just want to.
Isn't there a way to do that?
What's
I
that?
just have the free reroll. I will have the free reroll. I don't have the reroll.
Oh yeah,
with
you know, I
Benny.
don't know why. So the one up, so JT has one under persuasion, and he has. Oh, you know what? You didn't have Benny's. I wonder if that's why.
That could be.
You haven't had Benny's the whole time, but everybody else, like if you scroll up in the chat, JT, he has, and Reverend, they have the Benny thing, and it might be because you didn't have any until just now.
Yeah,
I don't
that makes
know.
sense.
I don't know if we can see it when it's on someone else's roll card. I think you probably can, Todd.
Okay, well I can, yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Now it does show up reroll for Benny now.
Yep. Okay, so that was why. Alrighty, so so you're gonna use one on that? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, click it and throw it on the. We want the bells and whistles. I did take off Tormund the tank engine.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so JT, you have a persuasion with +1. You almost got a raise there for an extra, but persuasion for you.
Modifier +1. 6.
All right, so you can see that she is very hesitant to offer some more. She kind of looks around the room and sees that, you know, the crowd's filtered a little bit. She says, yeah, Len was a kind and generous and gentle. I knew a bit more about who he really was. And she looks at you to see if there's any reaction from you guys when she says that.
Lux in tenebris, perhaps.
She's, to that, she just kind of, you know, there's no reaction to that.
Well, I guess we can. Even his girlfriend. Good job, Len. Didn't spill the secrets.
Well, apparently spilled some. She knows a little bit about him. She just didn't know the code words.
He didn't spill the right secrets then.
So he, let's see, I think he has agent, because he wasn't, who was he an agent for? I don't know if it specifically says.
Yeah, that's right. He was a law agent.
There you go. Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. I've just been assuming that he was a.
Right. Yeah. No. He's an agent of the law. Yeah. So.
He's from the agency.
So Millie looks at you and says, "So you said you're not here for the mining. Are you here with the law? If you're looking for Len?"
Absolutely. But just like Len trusted you with that secret, I hope we can trust you the same way. If anybody asks, we're just miners, same as Len.
Gives you a nod. Says, "Oh, of course. You know." So I knew Len. I knew him by his real name as well, and he said he had to fulfill his duties here, but he's gonna make sure that we were taken care of. Then we'd have a future together. He was having all kinds of trouble at his house, though. Said shadows weren't quite right. Figured it was just the stress of his job, but things are definitely a little strange around here. He came around after our dinner service one night, saying things had gone bad and we had to get out of town. He would tie up a few loose ends and we would leave that night. That was April 30th. I haven't seen him since. She starts, like, you can see tears welling up in her eyes, and even when she's kind of finishing those last words, you know, it almost, there's that kind of like hiccup of sobbing coming over her as it's a pretty painful, you know, memory to discuss.
I'm sorry to hear that, Miss LeChance. If we find him, we will tell him about your affections.
Just
We'll
looks,
do our best.
yeah, looks at you with just very hopeful eyes and says, please do. I really hope you can find him, and just at least that he's okay.
You can count on us, man. We'll find him.
As soon as she walks away, I'm going to turn to the younger Mr. Cooper. After more than 2 weeks, this is unlikely. You know this as well as I do.
Yeah, I reckon so, but at least we can find what happened to him. It's better to know than to not. I know that from experience.
Sounds like we best get moving. Do we want to still talk to the law, or do we want to go to the house?
I guess what time of evening is it?
You're getting into, you know, so it's around dinner time. I'd say 6-7 p.m.
Zed, I think you're muted.
Me?
I wasn't sure if the Reverend was saying something.
Oh, okay.
Shadows.
In
Let me see.
another game I'm in, it's the DM made like a custom like huge map with a bunch of stuff. It just completely froze up my laptop. Like,
Yeah, it's
Full
this is
stop,
definitely a
just-
lot more processor
Visually,
intensive.
yeah, visually intensive.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna,
Yeah.
so next time, next week, because we'll be back, I think I'm gonna try, so I've got a second laptop that's actually more of a gaming laptop, and maybe try and run that. The only thing I'll have to manage is like the webcam, because there'll be technically another person. So I don't know. We'll have to figure that out when we get there, but we'll
Yeah.
see how it figures out. Because yeah, it's been pretty choppy, which is weird. I don't know why it's been so choppy, because I've got pretty solid internet as well. But anyway, so okay, so I think we're back up, and so you guys just finished your meal. We're talking with Millie there. And yeah, so I think basically on your to-do list was, if you want, go talk to the marshal. Otherwise, maybe go check out the house.
Yeah, that's what I was asking, if it's like super late at night or still. I guess we'll walk by the marshal's office. Looks like it's the
Okay.
lights on. We'll stop.
Yeah, so
Otherwise,
it
we'll
was.
just
I think
keep
that's
going.
where we were losing connections, but it's about like 6-7 at night.
Oh, okay. It's not that late.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go talk to the marshal then. I
Okay.
think we still got time.
Yeah. And that is that like right around the corner too?
No, that's up here, right?
Oh,
33.
33? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Alrighty.
before we do, I mean, I don't mean to sound cynical, but it seems like Heaston moved in, is kind of taken over operations in this town. I don't know how involved he is with the local authorities, but he is at all involved with the disappearance of our associate. Perhaps luring the authorities that we're looking for him may not be the best play at the moment.
Well, that is true. We have been.
Perhaps only one of us should be aware to the law at this point.
Well,
Man of the
I mean,
cloth always
reverence.
seems trustworthy.
I was afraid of that. All right, I'll go talk to the marshal.
You are already, unavailable.
That doesn't mean it doesn't hurt when I get shot.
Just maybe let them know we're thinking about renting that house and see if there's anything about the previous tenant.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right. Yeah, you wait here. I'll head in.
Peace be with you, and all that.
Good effort. I appreciate it.
All right, so just Revan, you are heading in to go talk to
Yeah.
Marshal Wister, eh?
Hopefully we can make
is there
it
a bar? Is there a bar nearby? We can go. wait for him?
Something else,
Heaston Lounge across the street.
John, and I know JT, unfortunately we can't connect on the game, but for our Red Dead folks, there is a bounty board on the side of the building. So.
Oh man.
Oh, is there really? Just like
Yeah,
in,
there is.
We'll go invest. We'll go take a peek at that while he's inside.
All right, so we'll come back to that. So, Reverend, you head inside and you see gentleman there leaning back in his chair, boots on the desk, dusty black hat over his eyes. It looks like he's just blowing away a fly that keeps pestering at his whiskers.
Evening, Marshal.
Just gives you a grunt. It's pretty late in the day, and says, yeah, evening.
Yeah. I'm passing through town. I'm looking to rent a place for a few nights at least, maybe a little bit longer, depending on how talks go, how things go with the mining company. But we had heard a place up the road was available, and we talked to the owner, but he said there might have been some strange happenings going on. You wouldn't know anything about the previous resident. I think his name was Buckles.
Just kind of lets out just like a grunt. He's like, yeah. Give me a persuasion roll, please.
Oh, good.
All right.
Hey, now you get.
He swings his feet down off, pushes his hat back on right, and slaps his hand down and looks up. There's a dead fly that he flicks off his hand that he caught. Just looks at me and says, to be honest, I ain't too concerned over Len Buckles' disappearance. This town's wide open. People coming and going every day. Now, I heard a rumor that some varmints running these hills call themselves a ghost steel gang. Might have seen Buckles the night he vanished, or the night he left town. Who can say? These miners fit to drive me crazy with their carrying on.
These ghost steel fellas. You know anything more about them? They don't come into town, do they?
One second. Searching.
Now I know it mentions them in the it's one of the rumors we know about from the player's introduction.
Okay.
That there's
There they are. I think.
well-organized bandit groups. There's the Ghost Steel Gang, the Sage Dragons, and the Little Rock Irregulars.
So he says, yeah, they come through every once in a while. They, the cattle rustlers, they, running cattle for sale through the Sioux nations.
All right. And you think they might have seen Buckles the night he disappeared? What gives you that impression?
Oh, just seem the type to maybe be wrapped up in some of that stuff.
All right. You think they have anything to do with the rest of the disappearances going on around here? Just heard some rumors down at the restaurant is all.
Could be, but could be anything. As I said, people just coming and going. Might just be left town.
All right. Well, appreciate your time, Marshall. Have a blessed day or evening.
Kind of leans back in his chair, puts his feet back up on his desk. As you head out, as you head outside, you see your counterparts there, looking at the signpost on the side of the building, looking through, and they are, posted. There's 3 listings on there. There is various different wanted posters, new ones nailed or pasted over the old ones, and you see the names of the Ghost Steel Gang, wanted alive for cattle rustling, Little Rock Irregulars, wanted dead or alive for train robbery, murder, and arson, and finally the Sage Dragons Gang, wanted dead or alive for grand larceny of a bank and murder.
The last one was Black Horse Irregulars, so the Indians.
Little Rock.
Sage Dragons Gang, and then Little Rock Irregulars.
Do you think there'd be any way for you to add like a quests in the journal or something?
Like in on Discord or something you're saying, or
No, in
Foundry? Like of your kind of like your to-do list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there like a notepad
we
kind of
could-
thing, I guess?
Add these to them. That'd be.
Oh, for you guys to use yourself, or you want me to? Can you guys just not create one? Is that what you're saying, or?
I don't think we can make one. I think you.
I think we can edit it.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you. Yeah, you guys want notes within Foundry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad
Yeah, that'd be.
I
appreciated.
think it would be journal, not an item. Yeah.
So the Marshall have anything to offer in there, Reverend?
Oh, he thinks a gang of cattle rustlers might know something about our friend Buckles.
Cattle rustlers with the.
Yeah, they said they go by the Ghost Steel Gang.
And you would see there that, either you guys pointing it out or Revenue would probably catch that as well. It does list some of the members there that, are wanted within the gang and rewards there. As you look down the list of the Ghost Steel Gang, you see, and assumingly the leader of the group, given the price tag, Bud Ghost Steel Balak, $2,000 reward for his capture.
His name is Bud Ghost Steel.
Balak, B-A-L-A-C-H. James is Max owner. All right, James, you should have a journal.
And that's alive, right? $2,000 alive.
Yes, it's for the Ghost Steel. It specifically said wanted alive.
All right.
Indy, you should have a journal. And Reverend journal. Okay. All right. You guys have journals now? Do you see those?
Indeed.
The journal tab, and then hopefully edit that. For notes. Cool. Okay. Yeah, and there's a few other members there. There's 4 other members: John Jacob White, Agnes Scarlett Kenny, Dr. Seamus McLoone, and Octavio Contreras. Those are the members of the Ghost Steel gang. And I'll throw this. I can throw this stuff in Discord later,
All right.
specifically.
good.
So
Yeah.
Excellent.
yeah. If you guys want that, so
All right. I actually put myself stopping at the livery and stable because it was right on the way about trying to store a wagon and goods there.
okay.
Is that something complicated, or is it something we can just arrange really quickly?
Yeah, it should be fine. Let's see here.
So you got boarding house costs. Do they have anything for?
All right, so you going there right now then, to the livery?
Yeah, I just kind of stopped
Okay.
there on the.
Yeah, so you
they
stop
were on
by
the way
and you meet Mose Drachman is the proprietor there, and he's a pretty shrewd, tough, no nonsense person. And welcomes you to town, and you know, upon asking for you know, stabling or whatever else, so he says, well, I can board your horse for 25 cents a day. Free parking in the fenced wagon yard is included in that. Or if you were just parking a wagon, it's 25 cents per wagon.
Is it possible that I might keep my wagon and goods here overnight, and I will have it moved to my residence tomorrow? Is that something we might be able to arrange? I pull out a
Absolutely.
$5 bill.
You just kind of, you definitely see a reaction to that. And
Yeah, I just pull out a $5 bill and just hand it to him.
Of course, actually, we have. If you'd like, we can put your things up in the barn. We do have a spot for that. Just make sure it's gonna, you know, it definitely will be kept well for the rest of the evening. Clean up your horses, have them
Appreciate
looking nice and shiny as well. Give them a good treatment.
And if you don't mind, my companions may bring the horses by later if they mention me.
Oh, of course,
J.T.
absolutely.
Beauregard, Esquire. I will make good on their arrangements as well.
Of course, absolutely.
I will see you in the morning, sir. So I just take my bag and my standard gear that I always kind of have, and head up to the marshal's office to catch up with my companions.
Okay, and you do, and now that it's, you know, the sun is definitely getting down to set and whatnot, and those light posts that you see all across, especially down through Main Street, they've begun to illuminate, and you know, it's a pretty amazing thing to see that, this electric light. But there's a little bit of an odd flicker from the light, and shadows seem to, you know, grow and shrink in the pulse and the flicker, and those shadows just seem more suspicious in the presence of those lights. Give me notice checks, everybody. Roll them dice.
There we go. You know, I've spent some time in New York, and these lights are a bit more creepy than any that I've seen in New York City.
John, you really anybody that succeeds, which looks like everybody. You guys hear a high-pitched humming sound, reminiscent of swarming insects or a keening scream, just emanating from somewhere in the town. It's tough to tell where it's coming from, but you're pretty confident it wasn't here during the day.
Do you think that's the power source? Or is that something more nefarious, gentlemen?
Certainly sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, you said you spent time in New York. Is that what electricity sounds like?
No, that is not what Mr. Edison's electricity sounds like.
Edison, I heard it was Tesla.
I am.
Or
heard
Westinghouse.
neither
I
of
mean,
these
it's several gentlemen that are producing some power.
I think the point being is that this isn't what it's supposed to sound like, regardless of who came up with this idea.
Well, these shadows seem to fit the bill on what Miss LeChance was talking about with Lynn Buckles.
Is
Perhaps
there?
go investigate this sound.
I want to, before we go, I want to take a look at one of the lights, like one of the electric lights. Is there anything? I mean, I don't know. I obviously don't know anything about electricity, and I'll have JT also come over and just inspect it to see if it looks like.
I will
something
support.
he's-
I'll support the Reverend with my technical knowledge, but his eyes are better than mine, I'm sure.
I probably doubt that's true.
See if there's a circuit breaker somewhere. A fuse.
You were Reverend. What were you specifically going after?
I guess investigating. I'd like to know if this looks like a light that JT has seen before, like if this looks normal.
Okay. So are you like, are you trying to like insight JT? That's kind of like, I mean, are you?
No, I guess I'll just ask him. I started out doing something different. I realized that I don't know anything about electricity.
Okay, I think I get what you're going after, but yeah.
I'll just say, JT, does this look normal? Is this what it's supposed to be? This is the first town I've been in with electricity, with this much electricity.
You want a science roll, Todd?
Yeah, that would work good.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Look at
2
that.
raises.
Nice.
Hot damn.
Yeah, they seem pretty standard, to be honest.
But not the noise. The noise definitely doesn't seem like it belongs to town.
The noise, no, you think after thinking on it a little bit, the noise might be a little bit just simply, that sound of generating the power from the power station.
Well, I guess it's powerful, right? So this is a large town, so maybe the copper line's having a little backlash, and the conduit that they're using is perhaps, not quite to the same standard as New York. Maybe it's not that unusual. Maybe the sounds in New York just covered it up.
I think you would know, JT, that sometimes ghost rock can give off a little bit of a howl as well when it's burnt or whatever. So.
Oh, wonderful.
I mean,
no, let's burn the creepy rock. I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
Oh, it's neither good nor bad, just like bullets.
Well, what's our plan? Are we gonna press on towards the?
Well,
towards the house?
So Buckles' place is just down the street, right?
Yep. can
Yeah,
see
well,
it from here.
30.
Might as well at least
And I'm
check
getting
it out.
now I'm getting tired of carrying all my stuff around, so setting it down for the evening might be a good idea. Also, I stopped at the livery, and you can store your horses there this evening if you want. It's already handled. One more thing, and I hadn't thought to mention this to you all before, but I do carry some of Doc Maynard's miraculous elixir, and perhaps drinking some of that might aid you in your persuasive capabilities as we make our way around town.
This elixir. Have you mentioned it? Has JT mentioned this before? I'm trying to think. No, okay.
No, I definitely have not mentioned it before.
Hell, I've seen folks trying to sell elixirs and cures all over Texas. None of it does a damn bit of good. You just trying to peddle that stuff, JT? That seems not quite your style.
Oh, I'm not selling it to you, gentlemen. I'm offering it to you. And once you
Also-
taste it, you will understand the abilities quite extensively.
You also have to remember that this gentleman pointed a cane at a bear, and it exploded with lightning. So
Of all people, I would have thought JT would have been the one to like not attack. I don't know. I guess maybe not. I don't know. I gave him too much
Got
credit.
caught up in the action.
So,
Yeah,
so
fog
what you're telling me is your elixir messes with the decision making process going on up there in the old noggin.
I know where this is going.
No, that's the
you got there-
moonshine.
You shooting
That's the
shooting
moonshine, John.
shooting bears, talking about aliens, implants.
You haven't seen what I've seen, John. And I'm telling you, they're out there. They're out there. The government's looking into it. It's a serious, serious matter. But don't distract me. What I'm saying is I have a recipe from Doc Maynard himself of Seattle, a very, very prosperous man. Genius. That will make miracles happen for you. Why do you think I call myself a professor of miracles?
I ask myself that question every minute since I've met you, JT.
Wow. All right, gentlemen. Let's move along.
I turned to Uncle James. Are you buying into this tomfoolery here, or are you willing to try the elixir?
I'm sorry. I'll try anything once.
That's a good policy. Discord's back, by the way.
It's all right. We're running good without it, so we might we might not use it anymore. So yeah, it must have been a big resource suck. So, but anyway.
Also, on a different note, that's the boost power that will boost any skill or trait that you want by using my
Okay.
weird magic powers. So
Good flavor. Good
when
flavor.
we're coming up short on skills,
I figured it probably did something. So yeah, no, I mean if see what James thinks of it.
Sure.
all right, let me bring that up.
You guys head into the
All right.
house otherwise though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
we'll head. We'll say we're bantering back and forth as we walk the illuminated streets of Heaston Hill.
Does that have what's the timeline on that, JT?
Good lord!
Look at that! Go!
Oh, he's
It's a
about to
20.
get some
Nice.
serious shit. So
Where's our Thomas? That'd be like 4 trains.
It would have, yeah.
Oh, now Thomas is copyrighted. That's
Tormund.
what's his- Tormund. Yeah.
Yes, my mistake.
This
Yeah.
little mustache and everything. Yeah, it's fantastic.
All right,
Is
so
there,
there's the power.
Okay, there is a description. Cool. So,
Yep.
can you guys read the description or not?
I can.
Yep. Can.
Nice, cool. So, power allows character increase or decrease a trait. 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it won't
yeah.
last very long once he uses it. Yeah.
Yeah, but so are you kind of handing this over to use when he needs it? I mean, I guess.
He can't.
Or is your intention to
yeah,
use
he
it
can't-
right
he
now?
can't- I think my intention is to have it prepared.
Okay.
So that the next time he talks to somebody, so he's going to get a 2 die type step on his persuasion.
Okay, so you're kind of brewing them up with like certain skill
Yeah.
recipes in mind. Like this
Yeah.
is one. This is one for persuasion. This is one for shooting straight. This is one for whatever. No, that's cool.
Excellent flavor. That's really good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, let's go see this house and keep your eyes on the shadows.
Actually, Todd, if you want to play around, he should have someone to talk to. James should have someone to talk to right now, and he'll just use a crazy 2-step persuasion thing. I'll
Right.
just subtract the PowerPoints.
Get up there. So you guys come upon the house, the number 8 on Bridger Street, ramshackle little place. Counter to what JD said in the sandwich shop, that this is not pretty. Whatever what did he say? Yeah, pretty
Pretty big.
big.
Pretty big.
Pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
don't even
when we
think
were,
he said big. We just
No,
said
it's well,
Plenty of room.
plenty.
Yeah.
There you go.
Plenty
Plenty.
big. Plenty of room.
you know, when it was a long way away, it was pretty small, because that's how vision works.
Yep.
And I expected it to get a little bit bigger as we got closer.
Didn't get too much. No, it's you could probably get a couple people in there. 3 people pushing it if you're using rooms for uses that they aren't intended. But regardless,
Lynn Buckles was paying $45 a month for this place.
There better be buried treasure underneath it.
well, considering this town is in the midst of a mining boom, I'm sure there's a high demand for places to rent.
I guess that's a good point.
the sun is setting right now. It's definitely. I mean, there's a little bit of sunlight left, and as you come upon it, you do see a group of children that are out way later than they probably should be, but they're kind of playing around out front of the house. Just looks like they're running around with each other. They've got some chalk drawings on the street there in front and whatnot, and just kind of teasing each other and whatnot as you guys show up.
Oh, please don't be creepy, kids.
Welcome to Death House.
Ah!
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
That's the horror trope I can't do. This is the creepy children singing children's songs in minor keys.
John will go up.
Minor keys.
Up towards
Oh,
the,
James should use the persuasion now.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, James, take a swig of this. Doctor.
Ah, yes. Let me
Is it
drink this strange
Dr.
potion
something or
in
others, yeah.
Dr.
approaching children.
Doc
Yeah.
Maynard
Doctor
from
something or
Seattle.
other.
Yeah.
Is there
Yeah,
a
look-
way to do that?
You target me and then do that?
Well, no, I think. No, I just when you make the roll, I wonder if you can adjust your die type as the modifier. I don't know.
2 types.
I'm hitting something right here.
Ooh.
Oh, I did that. That was me. Oh,
I mean, I can temporarily just up the die, but
See, I thought there was a temporary. Yeah, that's what I guess that's. I thought there was.
where? Okay, so
Well,
if I
active
click
effects, right?
more options.
A lot of that stuff doesn't work. JT, did that take 2 points away from you when I did that? I don't think that works.
It did. So,
Okay, so yeah, put those back in. I
yeah,
was
so-
trying to see. Oh, there. Modifier. See, it's not a modifier we want though. You want
Yeah.
the die roll.
It should be under active effects. How do you do that?
It might be if the easiest thing to do might be is just to pick the die size
And
you
just
need.
do
Then
it.
then I think if you activate wild, I think it'll roll it.
If you go to tweaks under the what are we doing? Persuasion.
Yeah, persuasion.
Persuasion tweaks. No, that doesn't do it. There was something we did. Maybe I don't know if that was on roll 20, but where it was like a temporary thing. Maybe not.
Yeah, like I was saying, I could increase it, but then I just don't want to accidentally leave it. And
Right. Yeah, we'll have to figure out.
Oh, can you just use the rolling thing at the bottom?
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah,
do
just
that
make it
too,
flat.
I
so-
think it's the easiest. Just make sure you activate wild and ace both. When you roll it, it'll do all the right stuff. I think.
okay,
Yeah.
so that would make it a D10.
Yeah,
Or
so
no,
make sure you
D8,
click
excuse me.
wild and ace at the bottom so they're highlighted, and then yeah, roll.
And then hit D8. Yep.
What is the dotted dice for?
It's wild. Looks like.
I changed it up in my dice settings.
Okay.
Okay.
That was still a D8. Is that what you're supposed to roll?
Yeah, because my normal normal is D4.
Okay, and then were you? Oh, John rolled that one back there. Okay, all right, all right.
Yeah. So drink the strange potion and go talk to the children. What could go wrong?
All right, so that's still a success. So you head over to the children, and they're just kind of bouncing around, whatever. And yeah, what are you checking in with the kids about?
Well, I got my cards out like I normally do. I think I'll do a little bit of them card tricks as I'm talking to them. But just wondering, going up to them and asking, well, y'all seem to be having fun. We were looking at renting this house, but always nice to have youngins around. Brings keeps you young, But we're wondering about the previous tenant here. Y'all happen to know anything?
He's kind of like the older of the three, and he says, I was telling my brother Luca to go in and make a mark with his chalk, or else he's a fraidy cat. Yes, you are, Luca. He turns over to his brother and he says, he thinks it's haunted. All the kids do. But my father says it's la schiocchezza, foolishness. Some miner, I'm assuming that's who you're talking about, supposedly went mad and ran off into the hills. And now all the babies make up ghost stories. You're a baby, Luca. Yes, you are.
Well, there ain't nothing wrong with having a little bit of fear. It tends to keep you alive. But how long people say this place been haunted?
Just kind of looks at you and he's like, yeah, I don't know. It's been kind of gets out his hands. He's like, yeah, a couple weeks.
Well, I think we may just have a look around. Let you know if we find any spirits or whatnot.
He kind of like, giggles at that. And he's like, oh, well, good luck. And then you hear one of the other kids like, yell out. He's like, Pietro, come on. We have to get back to the bakery and do, Mommy and Daddy's going to be mad. We've got chores to do.
What are the kids' names? Pietro
So you've heard Pietro and Luca,
and Luca.
and there's one other young girl as well with them.
Okay, and then the kid I was talking to, was that the young girl, or is
Nope,
that
the one you
another-
talked to
that's
was
another boy, right?
the older one, Pietro.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, just assuming from context, yeah. And he was yelling at younger brother Luca, and then there was one other just kind of hanging out there as well.
Cool.
I guess were we close enough probably to overhear the conversation? Is the kid yelled at Luca?
A
Being
little bit,
big
yeah,
baby?
yeah. You guys can all give me a common knowledge as well.
Oh yeah.
I will say, yeah, just do. JT, actually, I'm gonna give you a plus 2 on that on yours. Look at that.
How's that work?
Didn't even
Oh my
need it. All the 4s.
So you notice that these kids definitely look to be of foreign descent, and JT, as someone that out of character,
Since
you're
I-
not
I'm in Paris.
you originate from America, right? You've just traveled abroad.
Yeah, the South.
Okay.
The
Okay.
South.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
But anyway, they, the names and then a little bit of their accent and whatnot, but they seem to be of Italian descent.
Oh, excellent, excellent. You said
thought Pietro
a
was
bakery
Sicilian.
there.
What did you just say?
I thought Pietro was Sokovian. I didn't know that was Italian.
That was genius. That was genius. Okay, so I'm assuming the bakery is of Italian origin. Is that true, young gentleman?
He kind of, now that there's more of you come forward to speak to him, he gets a little bit bashful. He says, "Yeah, my mom and dad, we have a shop here."
What's the most famous breakfast item that they might be willing to serve us in the morning?
We do lots of breads and pastries. My favorites are, of course, the sweet rings.
I flick over a silver dollar to them, and
They're all of their eyes just like widen up. We're gonna bleed JT of
I
all his
flick it
money
to-
in the first 2 sessions, and then you guys are gonna be like,
John's thinking we're gonna go to the store with JT here pretty soon and start buying up some stuff and just tossing around money left and right. Damn.
I flick the dollar to Luca. By the way, you owe me the bill for the restaurant, Don. So, I flick it to Luca, and I'm like, "Bring by a bag of those in the morning, and you can stop by and check on my wagon on the way. It's a delivery. I'd appreciate an update."
You just hired this child. Wonderful.
You're assuming we're gonna be here in the morning. We may not be staying in the haunted, creepy house.
Why, John? Are you
Oh,
scared?
I'm staying here tonight. I'm not dragging my stuff any further.
he says, yes, I can do that, and he runs off with the other kids, just kind of laughing and giggling as they rush off. You kind of see, he's holding that coin like super tight just in front of him as they run away. And
Don't spend it all in one place.
yep.
There's something to be said for being generous, but I do fear at one point you may paint a target right on your back, JT.
You did see
Considering
those.
there are bandits and whatnot around these parts.
You did see those 3 wanted posters. They've got 3 gangs to worry about.
I'm sure that
Well,
won't
that's
be a
why I
problem.
keep all you gentlemen around with your fine sharpshooting skills.
JT, I ain't here to protect you. I'm here to find out what's going on. Now, if you want to hire me as a bodyguard, a little side hustle.
now, we're all charging towards the same goal. I'm sure it's not too much to ask to watch each other's backs. But
well, I mean, hell, he's paying kids for sweet rings. You might as well pay me to keep him alive.
Now, I heard you fantasizing last night about that 1851 Navy revolver. If you're a good boy, perhaps for Christmas.
God damn it! Let's just check out this house. And Johnny started walking to the front door.
The kids run away.
language.
And you turn all of you turn towards the house, and the sun now is just about completely gone, and the darkness begins to wash over the Heaston Hill town. This small little prefabricated home assembled here on the block. Sturdy structure, good roof on it, but as you turn and look, you just get this feeling, this ominous feeling about this place, and what, with all you've learned about it so far, and the situation around Len Buckles, that supposedly he had issues within the home. You all look to step inside and work on exploring that yourselves, and that's actually where we'll wrap up tonight. And we'll come back, perfect stopping points, and we'll come back. So we're going to be back next week, and then we'll be on our every other week, and go from there. So, and we'll dive into this. But yeah, great. I know this isn't really our first session. We know we've done this a couple times, but getting into the main story, fantastic, guys. So good stuff.
Yep, that was fun.
For sure, yeah. I'm enjoying the system, the lore, and all that. So it's good stuff. So yeah, we'll pick up there next week.
Excellent.
So
Alrighty, cool.
all right, guys, we'll see you
All
then.
right, thank you, Todd.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
All right.